Okay, so here we are. We've got the Gothic walls and actually the Gothic equipment as well. Basically the Gothic set. Because in the set there's only 2 sheets. One is walls and one is the items, which covers everything else. Okay, so I'm going to cover walls first of all because it's so incredibly simple, just like your other walls. You know, you've got these very standard walls with your really cool door parts in it, and so on and so forth, which you can put in and out, etc. And most of these walls are pretty standard. Love the energy textures on that. There's another one, that's a window wall, and there's a single window wall, and there's a little half wall here, basic half wall. Now what we've done on here, which is just crazy, is we've put some cut out textures in here that allow you to really just pop out these pieces here. And even that one's got a cable running across the top of it, but this one hasn't, so we've even got a tool in there, and had this as a pull out piece as well. We've done it on this one here as well, so we can pop those bits out. Now you do need to be careful. I'm never careful, okay? But look at that. Look at the way that is just so gentle. It's like laser cut accuracy. Okay, so that just looks amazing. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. They look really amazing, but they're still walls, and we know how walls work. You slot them together and so on and so forth. So you get a big bunch of those, and as always, don't chuck anything away, all the little bits and pieces. You can pop all those windows back in if you want. Okay, so they're the basic walls. You've also got this wall here, which is kind of like a really ornate airlock. Okay, but obviously all Gothic textured up. Okay, so you've got this really cool little door, kind of airlock style door, but we've got some really nice shapes to it, and that fits in there perfectly, and is a serious door to get through. Okay, so you've got that as well. Of course, we've also got a load of scatter on here, and it's the same scatter as the Frontier set. So, you know, if you haven't got, if all you've gone for is the Gothic crawler in a certain way, or certainly later on, if that's all you've got, then you've got some of this cool scatter stuff as well. Lastly, there is this column at the bottom, which is not a wall. Okay, it's not a wall. It is a column. So, and here we've got some half cuts. And it's pretty basic stuff really. You get one of those and you use a clip like that to hold the column together, and they look really good because you'll have a whole bunch of those basically. So that just leaves us with the equipment items, which again is really cool. So what have we got on here? First of all, we've got some cargo crates. So basically, this is a large cargo crate, and just like your other cargo crates, everything just slots together. You've got, just like a normal cargo crate, you've got the option to glue in this piece here. This has got lights on it. You can have the lights facing or lights without, and that will basically just go in there. So that's the same as a normal cargo crate, which you can see on the equipment items. So if you've only got the Gothic crawler, you look at this video, go to the equipment items for a video, and that will show you in more detail about these cargo crates. Okay, small cargo crate there as well. What else? We have got some struts. Let's talk about those. The struts are really good before just lining down your walls. Grab one of the walls. So there you go, there's a strut, and you put it on your wall and you get this really Gothic. You can make all these lovely Gothic corridors with there's some more on there, and then you can have like this really cool sort of wired, dangly, wiry bits stuff as well. That looks really cool. Okay, what you can do, you can also take your pillar over here and you can stick your struts on here, which gives you this really cool, and of course you'll have more of these, and you can put this one on here if you like as well, and that gives you this really kind of Gothic-y kind of strut. It's probably overkill, but it's got this nice Gothic-y type thing to it, which is really cool. So you've got those. what else have we got? We've got a really boring but very, very, very practical half wall, which you've all seen before. Okay, so you've got one of those with its little, with its little door that goes in there as well. We all know how that works. We've got a console here, which is basically the same, almost identical design as the ones from the Frontier. Just fits in there to give you that really cool little console right there. Fantastic, brilliant. Okay, what have we got left on here? We've got more stuff. We've got this conduit. Okay, so I've got a whole load of half cuts here. So I'm going to start bending through these. And then what you end up with this. Put some pressure on, and you can feel that pressure, which is really cool. Okay, so then all you do is making sure that you've got this sort of blank area, as opposed to not the one with the pipes on it. Make sure you've got the blank area facing inwards. Okay, so you've got all the cool textures on the outside, and you're just going to drop that in there, and you're going to slot it on the top. And you're going to come round to the other side, and you're going to do exactly the same. Another really strong, crazy strong little piece of equipment, and this, it just looks great. And you shoot, etc. This is really good, great for cover. Sits right in the middle of the room. You can line them up and make channel, pipes. You could. Haven't tried it actually. You could put two together, couldn't you? You could glue two together and have a really cool sort of big chamber thing, a big row of pillars. Wow, I'll be trying that next. Okay, so that's that. What else have we got? We have got we've got our big entrance. I'm getting excited now because I just love some of the textures on here. Right in the middle of that big entrance, there's a counter. Okay, and that can be used as a hatch. Put it on a floorway, access to another level of the Gothic area. And if you look down there, you can actually see some the game map to the set as well. Assuming you've got the set, which is also the same as the Frontier, so it could be Gothic Crawler down to the Frontier set. A little counter, and then here you just need to push out these little parts, and then you've got this really, really nice entranceway, which has just got all this kind of dangly wires and stuff. And if you get yourself a black, your grey marker and your black marker, you can just, if you just colour the edges of those, it gives the pipe a sort of a round 3D look, which is again really good. And you can even, on that side of that, you can even put some, yellow and black to hazard mark that up, as it were. And that just connects onto your walls. It gives you this really cool entrance, etc., which is really cool. What's left on here? We've got the throne here again, which is a really cool thing, and I'll assemble all that last. Before we get onto the throne, which is the last thing, we've got some various scattery things here. We've got another little data panel, okay, there, which you can just bit of blue tack, and you can basically just stick that to a wall, which makes like a really cool sort of data panel or something like that. You've got this little, I had a bit of space, I just put this, running out of time, I put this little counter here, could be an objective counter, looks like some sort of shield generator or a shield module or something. And you've got a little sign here, which is basically blank, okay, so you can just put whatever you like on there, paint something on there, or just draw, mark a pen up in that particular area for objectives. And then we've got these here, these little area signs, okay, which are really cool for, you've got 1, 2, 3, and then you've got 4, 5, 6 on the other side, on the basis that you'll probably have a couple of these sheets at least. So you'll have the 6 signs, and you can put those on the walls as well with a little bit of blue tack, and it areas everything up. Don't glue it, a little bit of blue tack's all you need. So last but not least, we've got this really cool throne. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop that out there, and this is actually the same design as the kind of Egyptian-y style throne from the dungeon set, okay, the Great Throne, I think it was. So boring cables outside, boring textures inside, the sort of padded texture. You're going to put that, slot that on one side, like so. Down we go. And same on the other side, like so, just like that. That looks cool. And then you've got your little seaty part here, which is going to push through here at the back. There's like a hole for it, but also just resting in that area there as well. So I'm going to start by just easing it through. I'm going to lift it up a little bit and ease it through. It's tight, it's a tight fit, okay, but it'll hold it all together. You can adjust the big tab, if you like, the big bit that sticks out, if you want it not so tight, as it were. There you go. But again, now you've got, I can't get something in there. You know, you've got this really solid little chair, this throne, which is really, really nice as well. Okay, so that is, you know, with the walls and with the Gothic items, that is it. And all you do is, it's really simple. You roll your game mat out, you put all your walls out, you fill it with equipment. It's single level, it's fast, quick and easy to set up. And that is the Gothic items and the Gothic walls.